This is Father Andrew Ritchie, and you're listening to Catholic Inspiration, a podcast from my website at studyprayserve.com. These homilies, presentations, and retreats form part of my ministry as a Catholic priest for the Diocese of Superior. And now I invite you to open your hearts to some Catholic inspiration. Today is Saturday of the second week of the year. Our gospel reading, it's a short passage, only 2 verses. It's Mark chapter 3, verses 20 to 21. Jesus came with his disciples into the house. Again the crowd gathered, making it impossible for them even to eat. When his relatives heard of this, they set out to seize him, for they said, "He's out of his mind." Out of your mind. You must be crazy. You must be crazy to live this life of faith. You must be out of your mind to spend all that time praying and going to church and giving your money away to help people. You must be out of your mind. Come on, we're in the scientific era. There are a lot of places and spaces, friends, where we are mocked, ridiculed, and derided, chided, if you will, in an attempt to try to displace our faith and say, come on, that doesn't make sense. Now, let me be clear. The Catholic faith runs a lot of universities. The Catholic Church sponsors a lot of research, runs a lot of hospitals, invites a lot of very smart people to ask very hard questions that require not only common sense, but a lifelong dedication to learning. So I want to be very clear that we need to make a distinction between the kind of faith where we use every scrap of intellect, every single opportunity to think clearly through hard topics, versus a blind faith that doesn't ask hard questions, doesn't seek to integrate the knowledge that we have and we continue to uncover. That kind of blind faith that can very easily get us into all sorts of trouble because we're not confronting reality as we understand it, as it continues to be uncovered before us. See, to be out of our minds when people mock and ridicule the faith, that's just trying to hit from the cheap seats. That's trying from the peanut gallery to boo us out of the arena of life. That's what we have to be watching for. I want to be very clear to say we use our minds to the best of our abilities, and we let our faith continue to guide and direct how we think and approach the problems that face us. We invite Jesus Christ into those dialogues. We invite God into our very everyday, practical, intellectual dilemmas. We want faith to shine, but we also want to bring every scrap of knowledge and understanding we can to help us make the best decisions. But when people are trying to undermine our position by mocking, ridiculing, we have to understand that it is what it is. And in doing so, be able to say, is this helping in any way, shape, or form? Is this helping the problem? Is this helping them? Is it helping me? Because when people start to ridicule and start to attack us by being crazy, by being non-realistic or rational, then we have to honestly say, wait a minute, I'm trying to do the best I can here. I want to hear it all out. I want to understand where people are coming from. I want to see the path, but I'm going to need a lot of help. And I want to be clear-headed. I want to be open, but I also want to be just and accurate and logical. I want this to make sense. But if doing all of that, people still are yelling at us that we're out of our mind, then we have to then recognize that this is not a rational discussion. It's not a logical approach. It's an attempt to undermine by attacking individuals. I bring this up because you'll pick this up in the world all the time. It becomes a subtle and sometimes not so subtle way to undermine the faith. Friends, we have to have our eyes open. We have to see clearly here. In a practical way, that means we have to look at the individual examples, relationships that we have. Sometimes people, well-meaning even, might subtly mock or ridicule the faith that we profess. But sometimes it can be cruel. It can be mean-spirited. It can be ugly. And when we see that, I'd just like to recommend you kind of look up to heaven, whisper a quick prayer and say, okay, Lord, I must be doing something right. Because if people can't engage this topic with me at a serious, logical, rational level, this is all they've got left. So Lord, help me to be honest and humble to pursue your truth. Lord, help me to do my best to present that truth. And Lord, give me the thick skin I need when people are going to attempt to make an attack by saying it's crazy or that I'm out of my mind. Because Lord, I would rather be attacked like that and with you than be walking in the dark, walking with what the world might say is right and good, when all it leads is to destruction. God bless you all. This is Father Andrew, and I hope this podcast inspires your faith. Now, if you found it helpful, please share it with a friend, and you can help me by leaving a rating and a review. I keep all my listeners in my daily prayers, and I ask for your prayers in return. God bless you, my friends.